This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Well, Acting Director of Education Marcellus Taylor says as students return to Abaco to continue their education, a shortage of teachers on the island creates a challenge.
In terms of Abaco, we have a lot more of a challenge there, but we do have learning going on, and it seems like every day more students are returning to Abaco, and so therefore our efforts are scaling up as that occurs. We're having a challenge because some teachers who were posted in Abaco pre the storm have been redeployed here for their convenience because of the situation, but then they're not necessarily ready to return at this point. Some of them, I guess, want to kind of finish this academic year here.
Mr. Taylor says the ministry is working to match the teacher-to-student ratio on the island, and for those teachers who are able to go back to Abaco, the ministry is making preparations to get them to return to the island. He maintains that a number of schools remain open.
The school in Moores Island is open. The schools in southern Abaco, the one at Sandy Point, the one at Crossing Rocks, and the one at Cherokee Sound, they are open. Cooperstown Primary is open, and SC Boodle is also open, and those two are in the north. Central is problematic, and the Keys are problematic.
When asked how this teacher shortage will affect the BJC and BGCSE examination preparation for Abaco students, Mr. Taylor says this.
What we've done with secondary level students is we have employed virtual learning platforms. So we have a site here in New Providence where we have a group of 12 teachers, I think it's 12 or 13, who provide virtual learning, and we created a new site in Grand Bahama with teachers there to also provide learning and tutelage to students in the Abaco area who have been displaced or otherwise affected by the storm. So it's not a magic bullet, but we think it's a pretty good solution that we have employed and are continuing to employ.
After the devastating blow of Hurricane Dorian in September of last year, nearly 10,000 students were reportedly displaced in the northern islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama. Many enrolled in schools here in the capital and in other family islands. Shifting gears, Royal Bahamas Defense Force officials confirming 3 bodies have washed ashore in the Ragged Island chain, and a submerged wreck believed to be a wooden Haitian sloop was spotted in waters off Pigeon Key. And now Royal Bahamas Defense and Police Force are in the Ragged Island chain investigating. This comes after a group of 31 migrants were discovered on a key between Maycock Key and Double Breast Key on January 20th after their vessel reportedly capsized. The migrants were rescued by HMBS LL Smith. According to a statement from those apprehended almost a week ago, the group reportedly left from Haiti on January 10th, but varying reports say that they capsized around the 13th of January and were able to survive some 5 days. They told investigators that there were more persons unaccounted for, but could not provide a definite total of who had left Port-au-Paix, Haiti. Discovery of 2 of the bodies was made by a tourist who had been anchored in the area and reported the sighting of a dead body on Double Breast Key around noon, and another body an hour later. This occurred on Friday. The 3rd body was found in the vicinity of Hog Key, some 2 miles southwest of Double Breast Key, by locals who reported their findings to the HMBS Madeira. The bodies have since been brought to the capital and handed over to the coroner's office for further processing. Officials say they will continue their probe into the matter, searching surrounding keys for further survivors. Members of the public are advised to call in any sightings to the Defense Force Operations Center at 826-3117. In other crime news, police here in the capital having a busy weekend as they investigate a traffic fatality, shootings, and an armed robbery incident. Traffic Department officers from New Providence are in Abaco investigating that island's 2nd traffic fatality for 2020 and the country's 6th incident for the year. Police on Abaco say the incident happened shortly after 2 a.m. Saturday morning and has left an adult male dead. The man was driving a Chevrolet van south on Ernestine Highway in the vicinity of Schooner Bay Resort when he lost control of the vehicle, which then overturned. He sustained serious injuries and man was transported to the Marsh Harbor Medical Facilities, where he was pronounced dead. Several overnight shootings here in the capital have left at least 5 men and a woman in hospital nursing injuries. The latest incident occurring around 1 this morning. Police reports indicate that a woman and a man were driving in the area of Mackey Street and Chesapeake Road when the shooting happened. According to that report, occupants of a black Honda vehicle fired shots in their direction, injuring the female before speeding away. Paramedics transported the woman to hospital. Investigations continue. Police say on Friday, shortly after 11 p.m., a group of men were outside a bar on Carmichael Road west of Gladstone Road when they were approached by 2 armed males who opened fire on them. 4 males were injured and transported to hospital. Some 3 hours before, shortly after 8 p.m., a man was on East Bay Street in the area of Harbor Bay when he was approached by several men in a silver Nissan March who opened fire on him before speeding away. The injured male managed to make it to his vehicle and drove himself to the hospital. The men are all listed in stable condition. Investigations into these matters are ongoing. Meantime, police here in the capital investigating an armed robbery in the Eastern District and needs the public's assistance in identifying and locating the culprits responsible. According to reports, shortly after 11 p.m. Saturday, a man and a woman had just arrived at a residence on Ann Drive, Winton Meadows, when they were approached by 2 armed men who robbed them of cash and other items before getting into their 2012 Chevy Silverado truck and speeding away. The vehicle was recovered by police a short time later on Yamacraw Road. No one was injured during this incident. Stay with us. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.